Suitcase.
Where are you off to?
Station.
We'll take you there.
We'll take you there. We'll take you there.
You don't need to. You really don't. It's not worth the bother.
Go away, Hill.
But I'm going away.
Where are you going?
I don't know. First to Calverstadt, and then a bit further
Then a bit further.
to Australia, preferably. I'll get the money somehow or other.
To Australia? To Australia?
Why?
Can't live in the same place forever, year in, year out.
Emigrating to Australia, but that's ridiculous.
Most dangerous thing you could do.
One of those two little eunuchs emigrated to Australia.
This is the safest place for you.
The safest place. The safest place.
I wrote a letter to the Chief Constable in Cuffergan, and no answer.
Why are you so suspicious? It's incomprehensible. No one wants to kill you.
No one. No one.
The post office didn't send the letter.
Impossible.
The postmaster's a member of the town council.
An honourable man.
An honourable man. An honourable man.
Look at this poster. Travel south.
What about it?
Visit the Passion Plays in Oberammergau.
What's about it?
They're building.
What about it?
And you're all wearing new shoes.
What about it?
You all own more. You're all richer.
What about it?
Dear man, you must see how fond we are of you.
The whole town police station.
The whole town. The whole town.
I didn't ask you to come.
We're surely allowed to come and say goodbye to you.
As old friends.
As old friends. As old friends.
Here's your train.
Train. Train.
An enjoyable trip.
Enjoyable trip. An enjoyable trip.
And long life and prosperity to you.
Long life and prosperity.
It's time. Get on the Calverstadt train.
Good luck in Australia.
Good luck. Good luck.
Why, you're here. Now what do you want? Why are you all crowding me?
They're not crowding you at all.
Let me pass.
We're letting you pass.
We're letting you pass. We're letting you pass.
Someone stop me. Nonsense. It's all nonsense.
Just get on the train and you'll see. It's all nonsense.
Get out of the way!
I don't know what you're trying to do. It's up to you. Go. Just get on the train.
Get out of the way!
It's simply ridiculous for you to be afraid.
Why are you all so close to me?
The man's gone mad.
Just get on the train.
Get on the train. Get on the train.
If I get on the train, one of you will hold me back.
No, we won't. No, we won't.
I know you will.
It's nearly time.
My dear man, will you please just get on the train?
I know. Someone will hold me back. Someone will hold me back.
Look, it's collapsed.
I'm lost.
Stand clear.
doctor and the schoolmaster, ma'am.
Show them in.
Madam.
You appear to be covered in dust, gentlemen.
Oh, excuse us, we had to climb in over an old hansom cab.
I've retired to the Peterson's barn. I need peace and quiet. I found the wedding in Goodland Cathedral astray. I'm not a dewy young maiden anymore. You can sit on that cask.
Thank you.
Pretty hot here. Suffocating, I say. Still, I love this barn. And the smell of hay and straw and axle grease. Memories. The dung cork, the hansom cab, that busted hay cart, and all the other implements. They were here when I was a child.
A suggestive spot.
An uplifting sermon by the priest.
1 Corinthians 13.
A very stout performance on your part, Professor, with the mixed choir.
Bark.
Sounded grand.
Bark from the St. Matthew Passion. My head is still spinning with it all. The place was filled with high society, film stars, financiers.
Society went whizzing back to the capital in its Cadillac.
We don't wish to take up any more of your precious time than necessary. Your husband will be growing impatient.
Toby, I've sent him back to Geisel-Gastard in Forge.
The guy's dashed out.
My lawyers have already filed the divorce.
But madam, the wedding guests.
They're used to it. It's my second shortest marriage. Only the one with Lord Ishmael was a trifle quicker. What brings you here?
We've come to discuss the ill affair.
Oh, you died?
Madam, we're still loyal to our Western principles.
Then what did you want?
The Gulliners have most regrettably acquired a number of new possessions.
A considerable number.
In debt.
Hopelessly.
In spite of your principles.
And now we must pay those debts.
You know what you have to do.
Madam Zachanessian, let's be frank with each other. Put yourself in our melancholy position. For 2 decades now, I've been sowing the humanities tender seeds in our poverty-stricken population, just as the doctor here has been trundling around curing its rickets and its consumption in his antediluvian Mercedes. Why such agony of sacrifice? For the money? Hardly. Our fee is minimal. Furthermore, I received and flatly rejected an offer from Kalberstadt College, just as the doctor here turned down a chair at Langen University. Out of pure love for our fellow beings? No, that would also be saying too much. No, we in this entire little township with us have hung on all these endless years because of one single hope. The hope that Gullen would rise again in all its ancient grandeur, and the untold wealth in its native soil be once again exploited. Oil is waiting under Buckenweed Valley, and under Conrad's Village Wood there are minerals for the mining. Madam, we are not poor, we are merely forgotten. We need credit, confidence, contracts. Then our economy and culture will boom. Gullen has much to offer. The foundry on Sunshine Square.
Bachman's?
The Wagner factory. Buy them, revive them. Gullen will boom. Invest a few 100 million carefully, systematically, and Gullen will boom. Don't simply squander a billion.
I have 2 others.
Don't condemn us to a lifelong struggle in vain. We haven't come begging for alms, we've come to make a business proposition.
Really, as business goes, it wouldn't be bad.
My dear lady, I knew you wouldn't leave us in the lurch.
Only, it can't be done. I can't buy Sunshine Square, because I own it already.
You own
And what comes?
the Wagner factory.
I own those too. And all the factories. Who Can Ride Valley, Peterson's Barn, the entire township, street by street, and house by house. I had my agents buy the whole ramshackle lot and shut every business down. Your hopes were lunacy, your perseverance pointless, and your self-sacrifice foolish. Your lives have been a useless waste.
What a monstrous thing.
It was winter, long ago when I left this little town, in a schoolgirl's sailor suit and long red plaits, pregnant with only a short while to go, and the townsfolk sniggering at me. I sat in the Hamburg Express and shivered. As I watched the silhouette of Peterson's barn sinking away on the other side of the crossbars, I swore a vow to myself. I would come back again one day. I've come back now. Now it's me imposing the conditions, me driving the bargain. Broby, Toby, Derby, to the Golden Apostle. Husband number 9's on the way with his books and manuscripts.
Madam, you're a woman whose love has been wounded. You make me think of a heroine from antiquity, of Medea. We feel for you deeply. We understand. But because we do, we are inspired to prove you further. Cast aside those evil thoughts of revenge. Don't try us till we break. Help these poor, weak, yet worthy people lead a slightly more dignified life. Let your feeling for humanity prevail.
Feeling for humanity, gentlemen, is cut for the purse of an ordinary millionaire. With financial resources like mine, you can afford a new world order. The world turned me into a whore. I should turn the world into a brothel. If you can't fork out when you want to dance, then you have to put off dancing. You want to dance. They alone are eligible who pay. And I'm paying. Gulen for a murder. A boom for a bomb. Come on, off we go.
My God, what shall we do?
Dictates of our conscience, Dr. Mr.
That was a ceremony. The whole of Goulham was on Cathedral Square watching it.
Harry deserved little help. That's the worst we've been through.
Every bridesmaid was a film starlet with breasts like this.
And fashion today.
And newspapermen, they'll be coming here too.
We're simple people, Mr. Hopper. We don't want anything from us.
They pump everybody. Cigarettes.
Free.
No, Camels. And a bottle of aspirin. Went to a party at Stocker's last night.
How's business?
Oh, keeps me going.
Me too. Can't grumble.
I've got more staff.
You can get someone on the fair.
Where is Hill, by the way? I haven't seen him in quite a while.
Upstairs.
Footsteps?
Always walking around in his room. Has been for days.
It's his bad conscience. Nasty trick he played on poor Clara.
It's upset me terribly too.
Rotten bastard. Getting a young girl in trouble like that. Mrs. Hill! I hope your husband won't jabber when the journalists come.
No, really?
What with his character? If he tries showing up Clara, saying that she's telling lies, claiming that she offered something for his death or some such story, when it was only a figure of speech for some terrible suffering, then we'll have to step in, not because of the billion, but because of the public indignation. God knows he's put that poor sweet Madame Zakanassian through enough. Is that a way up to the apartment?
It's the only way up. Most inconvenient. We're having another one built in the spring.
I'd better plant myself here. You can't be too sure.
Yeah?
He's upstairs.
He doesn't really like me, but I need some kind of strong alcoholic beverage.
How nice of you to come upstairs, Professor. We can use Steinhagen in. Would you like to try it?
A small glass.
You too, Mr. Hofbauer?
No thanks. Still have to drive my Volkswagen to Capricorn. There's pork to buy.
You're travelling, Professor?
Well, I've been over drinking lately.
One more won't harm.
Is that him walking about?
Up and down, all the time.
God will punish him.
Watch out, 2 reporters just asked me about this shop.
Suspicious?
I acted ignorant.
Clever.
For you, Mrs. Hill, fresh off the easel, it's still down.
It's my husband. A real likeness.
Art's beginning to boom in Doonan. How's that for a painting, hey?
We could hang it in the bedroom, over the bed. Alfred will be old one day, and you never know what might happen. It's a comfort to have a souvenir.
Oils last forever.
Expensive.
£30.
I can't pay now.
Doesn't matter, Mrs. Hill. I'll wait. I'll be happy to wait.
Those footsteps all the time.
The press.
Quick! Stick together! It's life or death!
Watch out he doesn't come down.
That's taken care of.
Evening, folks.
You too, how you do?
Question 1. How do you all feel on the old...
We're all very happy, of course, about Madame Zakanassian's visit.
Moved. Proud.
Proud. Question 2 for the lady behind the counter. It's rumoured you're the lucky lady instead of Madame Claire Zakanassian.
Where did you get that story?
From Madame Zakanassian's 2 fat, fine little mannequins.
What did the mannequins tell you?
Everything. 40 years ago, the proprietor of this shop and Madame Zakanassian almost married, right?
That's right.
Is Mr. Real in?
He's in Kohlstadt.
He's in Kohlstadt.
We can imagine the romance. Madame Zakanassian, Mr. Real, they grow up together. Maybe they're next door kids. They go to school together, take walks in the woods. And that's where they share their first kiss. They're like brother and sister. And so it goes on. Until he meets you, Mrs. Hill. You're the new passion in his life. His mystery, his passion.
Passion. Yes, that's how it happened. Just the way you said it.
Foxy, Mrs. Hill. Madame Claire Zakanassian grasps the situation and in a quite noble fashion relinquishes her claim. And you marry for...
For love.
For love.
love. About your husband, Mrs. Hill, well, it'd be only natural, I mean, he's only human, but it'd be only natural if he didn't have a few regrets.
Money alone makes no one happy.
No unhappy. That's a sentence we all write up in the sky of our hearts.
Her son, Carl.
Splendid fella. Is he in the know about the relationship?
There are no secrets in our family. And we always say anything God knows, our children ought to know.
Children ought to know.
Our daughter, Ottilie.
Charming.
Goodness, I'm your old headmaster. I've been sitting here quietly drinking my Steinhagen and keeping my thoughts to myself. But now I want to make a speech. I want to talk about the old lady's visit to Gullum.
Have you gone mad?
Stop him.
I want to reveal the truth, even if our poverty endures forever.
What's wrong, Professor? You ought to be ashamed of your father.
Ashamed? You're the one who ought to be ashamed, woman. You're paving the way to betraying your own husband.
Shut your trap! Drag him down!
Kick him out! You nearly contrived your doom. Leave, Professor. Child. Disgusting. It's up to you to speak out. And now your old schoolmaster must unleash the voice of thunder!
There! Sabotage all my commissions!
I protest. I want to make a public appeal to world opinion. Gulen is planning a monstrous deed.
Just what's going on here? Am I shocked? Professor, what are you up to on that bench?
Truth, ill. I'm telling the gentlemen of the press the truth. Like an archangel, in forceful, ringing tones. Because I'm a humanist, a lover of the ancient Greeks, an admirer of Plato.
I'll hold your peace. Get down.
But humanitarianism,
Sit down.
by all means. Do you want to betray truth as well?
Excuse us, the man's drunk.
Mr. Real,
What is it?
so glad we finally got to meet you. We need a few photographs, may we? Now, let me see. Grocery, house size good. I'm hungry. I've got it. We'll take you selling an axe.
An axe?
To the butcher. Give me that homicidal weapon here. Your client takes the axe. He's got a praising expression on his face. You're leaning over the counter. You're discussing everything, right? Okay, all natural, all relaxed. Great, okay, that's fine, that's fine. Right, now we need one with you, your good wife. Arm around shoulder. Daughter on the left. Son on the right. Right, okay, that's fine. Now, I want you to be really radiant. Please, deep down, happily contented and radiant. Sure be radiant. Just brimming over with it. Radiant, okay? Great, that sure is radiant.
Hey, Bob! Sakanassian's got another one. They're taking a walk in Conrad's Village Wood right now.
A new one? That's good enough for the cover of Life magazine.
That was a bit of luck.
Professor, forgive us, but if we still wish to settle this affair amicably, we must exclude the press. Agreed?
Smart, very smart you didn't shoot your mouth. No one would believe a word a bastard like you said anyway.
We'll be illustrated.
Yes.
We'll be famous.
Manner of speaking.
Corona.
Certainly.
On account.
Of course.
Let's face it, what you did to little Clara was a real worm's trick.
Hofbauer. The axe.
I apologise.
It's all right.
What kind of people are we? Infamous Billion is burning up our hearts. Pull yourself together. Fight for your life. You haven't any more time to lose.
I'm not fighting anymore.
Tell me, has fear driven you completely out of your senses?
I've realised I haven't the least right on my side.
No right? No right compared to that damned old woman, that brazen arch whore, changing husbands while we watch and making a collection of our souls?
That's all my fault, really.
Your fault.
I made Clara what she is. I made myself what I am. A failing shopkeeper with a bad name. What should I do, Professor? Play the innocent? It's all my own work. The coffin, the butler, the eunuchs, the billions. I can't help you, and I can't help myself anymore. Portrait.
Your wife wanted to hang it in your bedroom, over your bed.
Coon will paint another.
You're sober all at once. You're right, yeah, absolutely. It is all your fault. And now I want to tell you something. Something fundamental. They will kill you. I've known it since the beginning, and you've known it for a long time too, even if no one else in Gullum wants to admit it. Their poverty is too wretched and the temptation is too great. I know something else too. I shall take part in it. I can feel myself slowly becoming a murderer. My faith in humanity is powerless to stop it. But because I know this, I've also become a sot. I too am scared, just as you have been scared. Finally, I know that one day an old lady will come for us too. And then what happened to you will also happen to us. Soon, perhaps in a few hours, I should have lost that knowledge. The bottle of Steinhocker. Put it on the counter.
All new. That place looks so modern nowadays. Clean, inviting. I always dreamed of having a shop like this. Do you play tennis?
I've had a couple of lessons.
In the early morning, though, instead of going to the labour exchange.
Oh, my friends play tennis.
I was looking out my bedroom window, Carl. I saw you in an automobile.
Only an Opel, they aren't so expensive.
When did you learn to drive? Instead of looking for work on railways in the blazing sun, eh?
Sometimes.
I was looking for my Sunday suit. I found a fur coat hanging beside it.
It's all account. Everyone's making death ready. You're the only one throwing fits of hysterics. It's simply ridiculous of you to be scared. It's so obvious the whole thing's going to be special pieces without anyone harming a hair of your head. Chloe won't go the whole way. I know her. She's too good-hearted. Of course, Father.
Surely you believe that?
It's Saturday. Carl, I'd like to go for a drive in your automobile, just once. In our automobile.
Am I to go with you? Surely that wouldn't do.
And why wouldn't that do? Go put on your fur coat. We'll all go together.
You'd like that?
I'll be seeing to the till in the meantime.
Good evening, Al. Don't let me disturb you, I'll just have a quick look round.
By all means.
Bought you a gun.
Thanks.
It's loaded.
I didn't need it.
There's a public meeting this evening in the Golden Apostle, in the auditorium.
I'll be there.
Everyone will be there. We're dealing with your case. We're under a certain amount of pressure.
That's what I feel.
Oh, the motion will be rejected.
Possibly.
People make mistakes, of course.
Of course.
In such a case, would you then submit to the judgment, since the press will be present?
I'll accept it.
Running television and usual cameras? Very typical situation. Not only for you, for us too, believe you me. Remember us, we're famous as the old lady's native town. And because of our marriage with the cathedral here. So now what they're going to do is a commentary on our ancient democratic institution.
Just what are you trying to say?
What should I say? Will you accept the judgment of the court?
I shall accept it.
However the decision turns out at the meeting?
However.
Good. I'm glad you abide by the decision by our community court now. But wouldn't it be better if we didn't even have to call that community court the Senate?
Just what are you trying to say?
Well, when I came in, you said you didn't need this gun. Now perhaps you do need it. We might then tell the lady we've brought you to justice and just the same receive the money. You can imagine the sleepless nights I've had in that proposal. But isn't it your duty, as a man of honour, to draw your own conclusions and make an end of your life? If only out of public spirit and love of your native town. You're well aware of our wretched privations. The starving children, the misery.
You're all doing very well.
Mr. Ill.
Mr. Mayor, I've been through a hell. I've watched you getting into debt, and I felt death creeping towards me, nearer and nearer, with every sign of prosperity. If you had spared me that anguish, that gruesome terror, it might all have been different. This discussion might have been different. I might have taken the gun for all your sakes. Instead, I shut myself in. I conquered my fear alone. It was hard, and now it is done. There's no turning back. You must judge me now. I will accept your judgment, whatever it may be. For me, it will just be justice. What it will be for you, I do not know. God grant you find your judgment justified. You may kill me. I will not complain. I will not protest. But I cannot spare you the task of the trial.
Pity. You're missing the chance to redeem yourself and be a more or less decent human being. Might have known it's too much to ask of you.
You look very distinguished, Matilda.
Have you, lamb? Quite expensive.
Like a real lady. Pretty dress, Ottilie. But isn't it a little bold?
You should just take a peek at my evening dress.
Fine automobile. You know, I toiled a lifetime to get a bit of property. a mite of comfort, say for an example, an automobile like this. And now my time's up, but still, I'd like to know what it feels like to be inside one of these. You get in the back, Matilda, with me. You in the front, Ottilie, next to Carl.
It'll do, 80.
Not so fast. I want to see a bit of the scenery, a bit of the countryside. I've lived here nearly 70 years. They've cleaned up the old streets. Lots of reconstruction already. Grey smoke there coming out of those chimneys. Geraniums there in the window boxes. Sunflowers. The Goethe Arch. They planted roses in the gardens. Don't the children look happy? And sweethearts all over the place. Brahms Square. That's a new apartment block.
They're redoing the Cafe Hodel.
There goes the doctor in his Mercedes 300.
Look at the plain in the distance, and the light on the hills beyond, all golden today. Impressive when you go into the shadows, then out again into the light. Those cranes on the horizon by the Wagner factory look like giants. And the Botman chimneys too.
They're starting up again.
What's that?
I said they're starting up again.
Funny little car.
Bubble car, Messerschmitt. Every kid in technical college has one.
Say terribly. I think they take your advanced in French and German.
It will give her advantages. Now drive down Hook and Rib Valley. Go past the moor and round Prince Hasso's hunting lodge. Colossal clouds in the sky. Banks of them. Real summertime castles. It's a beautiful country in a soft twilight. I feel I'm seeing it today the first time.
I must feel like anything.
It's like what?
I think he's studying literature too.
Give her advantages. You've come the wrong way. This road goes to Beisenbeck. You'll have to go back and then left into Conrad's Village Wood.
We're standing in for trees again. A beech, a fir, a spruce, a pine.
We're bird and beast, we're timid deers, we're woodpeckers.
The cuckoos here sing songs of bygone nights and dawns.
Outraged today by motor horns.
The animal just won't get off the road.
They're so trusting. Patience, stop. Stop under these trees.
Sure.
What do you want to do?
Walk through the woods. The Gulen bells are ringing. They sound so good from here. The time to stop work.
4 bells. First time they sound like real bells.
Everything's yellow. The autumn's really here. The leaves on the ground are like layers of gold.
We'll wait for you down by Gulen Bridge.
You needn't wait. I'll walk through the woods into the town, to the public meeting.
In that case, Freddie. We're driving the car with Dad to see a film.
Bye, Father.
What about the car?
See you soon. See you soon.
It's a Conrad's village wood.
Toby, stop a moment.
Bark beetle. These trees withering away. Alfred, how nice to see you. I'm visiting my wood.
Conrad's village wood belong to you as well?
Yes, it does. May I sit down beside you?
By all means. I just said goodbye to my family. They've gone to the cinema. Carl's got himself an automobile.
Progress.
Ottilie is taking a course in literature, French and German as well.
You see, they have developed a sense of ideals after all. Zoe, come and make your bow. My 9th husband, Nobel Prize winner.
Very glad to meet you.
He's particularly interesting when he stops thinking. Stop thinking a moment, Zoe.
Oh, precious.
No, sure not. See? Now he looks like a diplomat. Reminds me of Count Holt, except that he couldn't write books. He wants to go into retirement, publish his memoirs, and manage my property.
Congratulations.
I feel uneasy about it. You only have husbands for display purposes. They shouldn't be useful. Zoe, go away and do some research. You'll find the historical ruins over on the left.
What's happened to the 2 eunuchs?
They were getting garrulous. I had them shipped off to Hong Kong, put in one of my opium dens. They can smoke and they can drink. The butler will follow them soon. I shan't be needing him either anymore. Baby, a Romeo and Juliet. Would you like one, Alfred?
Thank you.
Here then. Give us a light, baby.
Smells good.
We often smoked together in this wood. Do you remember? We used to buy the cigarettes from little Matilda. Or steal them. That woodpecker again.
Could do.
Would you like Toby to play for you on his guitar?
Yes, please.
My anesthetic killer plays well. I need it for meditative moments. I hate gramophones and radios.
There's an army marching in an African valley.
Your favourite song? I taught it to him.
You had, we had a child.
True.
Was it a boy or a girl?
A girl.
What name did you give it?
Genevieve.
Pretty name.
I only saw the thing once. The bird. And they took it away. The Salvation Army.
Eyes?
Not yet in.
Hair?
I think it had black hair. But their newborn babies often have black hair.
Yes, they often do. Where did it die?
And some people, I've forgotten their name.
They look very distinguished. They fill 2 rooms already. Now the time has come. This is the last time we shall sit in our old wood and hear the cuckoo calling and the sound of the wind. The meeting this evening They will sentence me to death. One of them will kill me. I don't know who it will be and I don't know where it will happen. I only know that my meaningless life will end.
I shall take you in your coffin to Capri. I've had a mausoleum built in my palace park. It's surrounded by cypress trees, overlooking the Mediterranean.
I only know it from pictures.
Deep blue, grandiose panorama. You will remain there, a dead man beside a stone idol. Your love died long ago, but my love could not die. Neither could it live. It grew into an evil thing, like me. Like the padded mushrooms in this wood, and the blind, twisted features of the roots, all overgrown by my golden nose. Their tentacles sought you out, to take your life, because your life belonged to me forever. You are in their toils now, and you are lost. You will soon be no more than a dead love in my memory, a gentle ghost haunting the wreckage of a house.
A place like home has ended now as well.
Here's a Nobel Prize winner, back from his ruins. Well, Toby?
Early Christian. Sat by the Hun.
What a pity. Give me your arm. Roby, Toby, Davy, Mr. Dan. Goodbye, Alfred.
Goodbye, Clara.
Ladies and gentlemen, Radio Newsreel has been bringing you a scene from the birthplace and a conversation with the priest. And now it's time to go over to the public party. We're nearing the climax of this visit, which Madame Claire Zachanassian has kindly accorded to her charming, friendly little home. Of course, it's unfortunate the lady won't be putting in a personal appearance. On the other hand, we shall be hearing from the mayor because he's slated to make an important announcement in her name. Right now, we're coming to you from the auditorium of the Golden Apostle, and a hotel where Goethe once spent the night. And now, the townsmen are assembling in the stage. In less exciting days, the scene of local club gatherings and guest shows by the Kalberstadt repertory players. I can't tell you what a solemn atmosphere it is. The tension is really extraordinary. All the radio newsreel cameras are here. I can see my colleagues from TV. There are reporters from all over the world. And now, here comes the mayor, because he's going to begin his speech. We're crossing over to the mayor.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to welcome you all here this evening. I now declare this meeting open. We have one single item on our agenda. It is my privilege to announce that Madame Claire Zachanassian, daughter of our worthy fellow citizen Godfrey Basher, the architect, intends to make us a donation of £1 billion.
True.
500 million for the town and 500 million to be shared amongst all citizens.
What a sensation, listeners. What a colossal sensation. One endowment, and every inhabitant of this little town has suddenly become a well-to-do citizen. It must constitute one of the greatest social experiments of the age. The public are gasping for breath. They're awestruck. You can see it on every face.
I now leave the floor to the headmaster of our college.
Guleners, I want to make one point you must all clearly understand. Namely, in making her donation, Madame Claire Zakanassian has a definite aim. What is her aim? Is it her aim to make us happy with money? Is it merely her aim to heap gold on our heads? To revive the Wagner factory, Bockman's, and the foundry on Sunshine Square? You know very well it is not. No. Madame Claire Zakanassian has a more important aim. Her aim is to have the spirit of this community transformed. Transformed to the spirit of justice. We, staggered by this demand, ask, have we not always been a just community?
Never. We fostered a crime.
False judgment.
People of Gulen, such is the bitter truth. We have connived at injustice. I am, of course, fully aware of the material possibilities inherent for all of us in a billion. Poverty is the root of much evil, of great hardship. And yet, we are not moved by the money. We are not moved by ambitious thoughts of prosperity, good living and luxury. We are moved by this matter of justice and the problem of how to apply it. Nor yet by justice alone, but by all those ideals for which our forebears lived and fought and for which they died, and which constitute the values of our Western world. When individual persons slight the ideal of brotherly love, disobey the commandment to succour the weak, spurn the marriage vows, deceive the courts, and plunge young mothers into misery, then freedom is at stake.
Blackguard! Swine!
Cad!
Bounder!
Scoundrel!
Now, in God's name, we must take our ideals seriously, even unto death. For what would be the sense of wealth which created not a wealth of grace? Yet grace can only be accorded those who hunger after grace. People of God, do you have that hunger? Or is all your hunger common hunger, physical and profane? That is the question. As head of your college, I put it to you all. Only if you refuse to live any longer, under any circumstances, in a world which connives at injustice, can you accept $1 billion from Claire Zakanassian and thereby fulfill the conditions attaching to her endowment.
We don't find everywhere these days, and a very brave denunciation it was too, aimed at all the little misdemeanours and injustices we find in every community, alas, all over the world.
Alfredo!
Here comes the mayor. He's going to take the floor again.
Alfredo, I would like to ask you one question.
Now we're going to hear the voice of the man responsible for the Zakanassian endowment. The voice of Alfred, our prodigal lady's childhood friend, Alfred Hill, an upright Gulener of the old school, and of course, he's deeply moved, full of gratitude, full of quiet satisfaction.
Alfredo, it is owing to you that we have been offered the Claire Zakanassian endowment. Are you aware of that?
My dear sir, would you mind speaking a shade more loudly? Our listeners are so eager to hear you.
All right.
We respect our decision as to acceptance or refusal of the Claire Zakanassian endowment.
I shall respect it.
Are there any questions, Alfredo? The church? The medical profession? The police? The opposition party? I shall now put the issue to vote. All those pure in heart who want justice done, raise your hands.
There's a devout silence in the auditorium. Nothing but a singing sea of hands, all raised, as if making one mighty pledge for a better, juster world. Only the old man has remained seated, absolutely motionless, overcome with joy. His ambitions been fulfilled, and thanks to the generosity of his childhood friend, the Zachanasian endowments finally assured.
Claire's Zachanasian endowment is accepted. Unanimously. Not for the money,
Not for the money,
but for justice.
but for justice,
And for conscience sake.
and for conscience sake,
For we cannot connive at a crime.
for we cannot connive at a crime.
Let us then root out the wrongdoer.
Let us then root out the wrongdoer,
And deliver our souls from evil.
and deliver ourselves from evil,
And all our most sacred possessions.
and all our most sacred possessions.
My God!
Oh, what a pity, Mr. Mayor. There's been a fuse in the lighting cable. Can we have that last vote again? Please.
Do it again.
Yeah, for the newsreels.
Oh, yes, certainly.
Okay, spots. Shoot.
The Claire Zachanasian endowment is accepted. Unanimously. Not for the sake of the money,
Not for the sake of the money,
but for justice.
but for justice,
And for conscience sake.
and for conscience sake,
For we cannot connive at a crime.
for we cannot connive at a crime.
Let us then root out the wrongdoer.
Let us then root out the wrongdoer,
And deliver our souls from evil.
and deliver our souls from evil,
And all our most sacred possessions.
and all our most sacred possessions.
Come on, Emil. Okay, you won't. Pity. That cry of joy for help was most fantastic.
We now invite the ladies and gentlemen of the press, newsreel and cinema to a little light refreshment in the restaurant. The easiest way out is through the stage door. Tea is being served to the ladies on the Golden Possum lawn.
You stay here. Were you going to do it today? Of course. Thought it'd be better at my place. It will be done here.
Anyone left in the auditorium? No. What about the gallery?
No, no one here.
Lock all the doors, don't let anybody else back in. You men form a lane. Father, if you please.
Harriet Hardistow is at hand.
Give me a cigarette.
Cigarette, Mr. Mayor.
Yeah, certainly a good one.
As the prophet Amos once said,
Please don't.
are you not afraid?
Not much anymore.
I will pray for you.
Pray for Gulen.
God have mercy upon us.
Alfred L., stand up.
Get up, you bastard!
Inspector, control yourself. Sorry, just sit down. Come here. Just walk down that lane.
Get moving!
What's going on here then?
Heart attack.
Died of joy.
Died of joy. Life writes the most wonderful stories. Still got to go, work to do.
Uncover him, baby. Now he looks the way he was a long while ago. Black Panther. Cover him. Carry him to the coffin. Baby, take me to my room. Get the bags packed. We're going to Capri.